the belief that a strong intellect is the highest virtue. Is this connected with the warning from Kierkegaard against worshipping rationality as an idol? And then side, he's 36 and can verify that he believes a lot of things differently than he did in his 20s. So
okay, that's a really good question too. I don't think a strong intellect is the highest moral virtue, right? Here's the deal, and this is actually the last chapter in that world history I was writing, and maybe I'll go back to it. The reason why I'm a Christian is because it's not clear to me that love is a lesser value than truth. I like them both. The danger is, in a Venn diagram, they don't perfectly overlap. We get this reason as the supreme value coming from the Greco-Roman tradition. But if you look at something like Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics, there's simply no mention of altruism because he doesn't see it as a virtue, because he can't see what the rational point is of doing something for other people. What do you care? You don't feel their pain or pleasure. I mean, if you want people to applaud you, maybe you do it then, but you always do it because you're egoistic in your ethics. Jesus says, the Good Samaritan, the guy that helped out someone for no advantage at all, that's actually something that we can introduce that will modify the egoism of rationality. So I don't think a great Plato, and I love him, but I also get angry with him sometimes. He thought that a superior intellect was the greatest virtue, and I'm not convinced. I can think of many evildoers who had very high IQs. I also I read a book, I forget the name of it, but it turns out that among people in Europe during the Nazi occupation that hid Jews, hiding Jews at your own risk, it correlates inversely with the number of university degrees you have. So the better your intellect and the more sharp it's been made, the less you are inclined to offer common decency and common righteousness to people that when it doesn't advantage you. So here's the point. The most difficult single problem that our species faces is the disjunction between love and reason. And what I find very difficult is that I don't see any way to make them completely overlap in that Venn diagram. So sometimes you're going to be forced to choose between what makes sense and what is benevolent. My point is this: maybe making sense isn't everything. Yeah. I mean, object to this, push back on this. I mean, if you see what I'm saying, go ahead.